Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon White. So in the last part, we went through the entirety of Route 9. Well, as much as we can possibly do it in Route 9 anyway. Yeah, since we will be coming back here much later on anyway. Yeah, especially if we want to go inside that cave, you know, with the really strong Pokemon. Okay, now we have this guy saying, I heard that a guy with a legendary Pokemon was visiting Opelucid City. Yeah, I wonder who that guy is. Yeah, I wonder who has anyone that actually has a legendary Pokemon with them. But anyways, everyone, welcome to Opelucid City. And immediately as soon as you get there, yep, here we have Alder again. But also, here's where we're gonna get another big speech from Ghetsis again. Ghetsis. Oh, what a liar. Yep, he surely is indeed. Desperately trying to con everyone with a speech. Yeah. That's correct. Our Lord N has combined his power with the legendary dragon type Pokemon, and intends to create a new world. Well, not yet anyway. We herald the return of the hero of Unova, founder of this region. Yeah, and across saying hero, dragon, legend. Yep. Pokemon are different from people. They are living beings who contain unknown potential. Yeah, I guess so. They are living beings from whom we humans have much to learn. They are beings whose greatness we should acknowledge. Don't we already do that? Beings who should be freed from our opposition. We, Team Plasma, invite you to join us. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that anytime soon. We all want to create a new world where people and Pokemon are born free. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you now, please release your Pokemon. And so I end my plea to you today. Yeah, this time, however. Thank you one and all for your attention. Yep, and off they go yet again. Yeah, you just go storming off in that little lineup that you do. Is it true? Is it true? Have we been making Pokemon suffer? Maybe we should release our Pokemon, like Team Plasma says. Yeah, I don't think you guys really should buy in all this. No way! Without a Pokemon, I'll be lonely and sad. And off we go enough. Except for two. What was that about? That speech was off the charts strange. The cooperation of people and Pokemon is how Unova came to exist, I'm sure, to begin with. If a Pokemon really didn't want anything to do with humans, it would simply leave. Yeah, very true indeed. Capturing a Pokemon in a Pokeball, that doesn't mean you've captured its heart. Yeah, not yet anyway. Let's go, Ditto. Yeah, to the obvious two people that are still here. It's been a while. Iris and Drayden. Well, more so for Iris, but not so much for Drayden. Mr. Alder, and the guy who helped out that time. What's wrong? What does the wandering champion who left the Pokemon League need from us? Briefly, my request is this. Tell us about the legendary dragon type Pokemon. Are you talking about Reshiram, or Zekrom? Yeah, there's actually more than two. What's the sudden interest? Moments ago, a troublemaker known as Ghetsis was here. Yeah, we just saw that. He said a trainer named N has Reshiram. Yes! That trainer called N apparently told Ditto here to search for the other dragon type of Pokemon. Let me check that I have it straight. This N, or what you are, or what have you, presumes to set the two dragon-type Pokemon against each other in battle to test his convictions. Oh no! Yeah, oh no indeed. The dragon-type Pokemon should get along so well. That's right, Iris. The ones who make Pokemon battle are the trainers, and it's so the trainers and the Pokemon can get to know each other better. Yep, as we all know that much. I'm going to the Pokemon League. Yeah, I think you better start doing that, since we aren't getting close to that anyway. No, I guess in this case I should say I'm returning to the Pokemon League. Of course I'll defeat N. I'll teach him about the beauty of this world, where Pokemon and trainers live together in harmony. Also, Ditto, I'll await your arrival. Once you've obtained the Opelucid badge, come to the league. Well, we're already gonna be doing that anyway. The Opelucid gym leader is tough. Take care. Well, actually, there's more than just one. Farewell. I'm counting on you, Drayden and Iris. Well, as much as info that we're gonna get out of them anyway. He's gone. Don't worry, he'll be back. Is he okay? Is he okay? He looked kind of scary. Don't worry, Iris. He is the strongest trainer in all of Unova. Well, Ditto, is it? I come to my home. As Alder asked, I'll tell you everything I can about the legendary dragon type of Pokemon. Iris child, please show the way. You bet. If it's Opelucid City, I can take you. I can take you anywhere. As for the story of Reshiram and Zekrom, we'll tell you all of who we know. All we know about it. this way. Yeah, but we're not gonna follow her around the entirety of it anyway. Because, well, I definitely want to explore more of the city before we even get to, you know, before we visit that house. But first off, yeah, now if we get close to this NPC, yeah, the musical piece actually gets to, yeah, as you'll probably hear, maybe. Yeah, the melody that she's playing now also does also get added to the music that is currently playing right now. And speaking of the music right now, I guess I should point this out right now. I guess I should bring this up right now. Now, yeah, the Opelucid City music. I gotta say, it is actually a really good from me. I gotta say, this one is also, and this, I gotta say, the Opelucid City music is also a good one to listen to as well. Yeah, really, I really do enjoy the music that is playing here. Oh yeah, now, oh yes, everyone, now for the house that we are in right now, this is essentially a Pokemon musical fanbase house, essentially. Now, if you want to get some more props for the Pokemon musical, now, if you talk to this guy right here, Now when you go back to him, once per day, he will give you now he will give you a gift box, the fluffy beard, the big bag. And the scarlet scarlet hat. So yeah, she says right here, yeah, and if you want to get the other prompts that I just mentioned, yeah, now, yeah, you essentially have to come back here, within the next, within the next 3 days. Yeah, just so you can get the others. Excuse me. Oh, yes, right, I forgot about this. Yeah, now this guy we're talking to says that he actually used to be a member of Team Plasma. But however, he no longer want to be. He wanted to no longer be a part of it, so he just quit. Right then and there. And then we have this guy who says that apparently he's not so good at Pokemon battles, and he says that Team Plasma would want to steal Pokemon from trainers that are really weak. Yeah, and they essentially are telling them that not to tell the other person on the other side about their big secrets. Yeah, that's really something. But anyways, everyone, now everyone, now in terms of Opelucid City's structure, it is actually very different, now the structure of the city, is actually very different, depending on the version, depending on the version of which you are playing. Now, considering that we are playing Pokemon White right now, the city, Opelucid City has a more natural and a traditional look. Yeah. And then for those who are playing Pokemon Black, Opelucid City will have Opelucid City will have a more technological and a futuristic appearance. So, oh yeah, and I believe now some parts of the city are also different depending on parts, and I believe some parts of the city are also different depending on the versions. Yeah, now within Pokemon White, the trees. Now you can actually see trees alongside the city. But as for Pokemon Black, there's actually less trees, less trees around. Yeah, and there are much more bigger buildings around. Oh yeah, and also the fountain, the fountain that we just saw when Ghetsis was making his big speech. That fountain is also different depending on the version as well too. Oh yeah, and also that NPC that we just saw was actually playing music. The NPC that you see in a Pokemon Black is actually also different. Is also different as well. So yeah, there's actually quite a lot of differences between Pokemon Black and White versions. And speaking of which, yeah, now we have another version difference within this game. Yeah, more triple battles. Now the reason for that is that's because the building that we're inside right now is actually called the Battle House, and depending on the version that you're playing, yeah, now the battles that you have here, yeah, of course, are also different depending on the version. Yeah, now for those of you who are playing Pokemon White, you'll be dealing with triple battles. And if you're playing Pokemon, if you are playing Pokemon Black, then the battles of course will be triple. I mean not triple, rotation battles. Now, however, while there are only two trainers, now there are only two trainers for you to battle against here. But, however, just like with the big stadium and small court, you can come back to the Battle House. You can actually have a rematch up against these two trainers once per day. So if you still feel like you're not strong enough to take on the Opelucid Gym, then you can always just come to the Battle House as well. Yeah, just so you can get some more experience out of it. But however, though, unlike at the big stadium and small court, yeah, these two trainers' Pokemon do not get stronger the more you progress in the game. So yeah, the Pokemon that you're gonna be fighting here, they are always going to be the same no matter what. So yeah, and especially with the second one right here, yeah, she only has a Ponyard, LGM, and a Beanfu. So, obviously, that is not going to help out in any shape or form. Yeah. But anyway. Oh, always at once. So, yeah, like I said, Opelucid City really is probably one of the major cities, in the game, where it is actually, it does actually has more version exclusive differences. So yeah. However, it still plays out exactly the same. Depending on the version that you're playing anyway. Yeah, so it is honestly really up to you if you want a more traditional or a futuristic look to it. And also, if you want to deal with more triple battles or more rotation battles. Okay, so currently my entire team is almost up to level 43, which is somewhat good, but I feel like they could do a little bit better. Yeah, and especially considering we are going to be facing off against the Opelucid Gym leader, the Opelucid Gym within the next part anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, everyone. And speaking of now, and speaking of which, now as we are exploring the city, now you may have saw that guy who was standing outside the gym. Now you cannot enter the gym. You cannot enter the Opelucid Gym until after you are done with talking to Iris and Drayden about Reshiram and Zekrom. Now from you, I'm thinking we definitely need a Pokemon that I'm not sure how exactly do you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure with that woman that we just talked to, she'll give you an item if you show her the right Pokemon, I think. Yeah, honestly, oh wait, I think it's. Oh yeah, I think she'll give you a Smoke Ball, maybe. Honestly, I forget. Oh yeah, no, if you talking about, yeah, the city develops, yeah, it'll be more futuristic. Yeah, sorry dude, but you were playing the wrong version, buddy. Okay, now we have you. I want to know the future. I am very worried. I wonder how my child, Thyme, will spend the future. I'm making a machine that contains the future and the present, but electricity is desperately short. I've heard that in another world, there's another Opelucid City that looks very futuristic. Yeah, as I just said. If there is a Pokemon from that world that knows to move charge, the machine may work. Yeah, so essentially he's telling you, to essentially get a Pokemon from the opposite version. Yeah, that has to move charge. Then he'll give you, a cell battery for it. Yeah, but anyways, no review. If all Pokemon are released, trainers and gym leaders will no longer exist. For better or worse, the world would surely change. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Now, as we are just gonna be exploring around the city for a little bit longer, I guess I should say about the Pokemon that we also encountered during that last part, and that being a Lampent. Now, Yeah, now, I think the only major appearance of Lampent that we got during the anime was that one episode where it was also involved with the four Litwicks that were draining Team Rocket's and the energy and trying to take them to the ghost world. And then, but however, before that episode, we actually got our first debut appearance of Lampent, thanks to Trip, actually having one. Yes, right now, Trip actually used to have a Lampent. Although, we did not see it again after that one episode that we saw it. Although the Pokemon that we really... yeah, and that's actually the thing with Trip. Is that we barely ever got to see... Yeah, the majority of his Pokemon get leveled up that much, or even get some stronger after we saw them the first time. Yeah, it was only like 2 of his Pokemon that did. And that of course being that of course obviously being his starter Pokemon. Yeah, that being a Snivy that fully evolved into Superior. And then we have his Timber that also fully evolved as well. But other than that, we really didn't get to see any of his Pokemon, get stronger after we saw them the first time around. But anyways, now we're gonna be entering the house and we're gonna get the info about the two legendaries. So I'll explain. What you are holding is the Darkstone. Zekrom, who will likely awaken from the Darkstone, and Reshiram, who is already awake, who were once the same Pokemon. That single dragon Pokemon, along with twin heroes, brought a new region into being. And people of Pokemon had happy lives. One day, however, the twin heroes, the older brother, who sought the truth, and the younger brother, who sought ideals, began to argue about how to decide which one of them was right. The single dragon type Pokemon that had been with them all that time split its body into 2. One-sided with the older brother, and the other with the younger brother. In its pursuit of truth, the white dragon type Pokemon sought to usher in a new and better world. Its name was Reshiram, and the other, the black dragon type Pokemon, sought ideals and usher to usher in a new world, a world of hope. Its name was Zekrom. Because the two of them were once the same entity, their battle raged endlessly, and neither one could be declared the winner. They simply exhausted themselves. The twin heroes proclaimed that there was no one side that was right, and ceased the conflict. But what? The two heroes' sons started the battle again, and an instant later, Reshiram and Zekrom destroyed Unova with fire and lightning. then they disappeared. Yeah, I bet. But if people work with Pokemon in the right way, we don't have to worry anymore about the world being destroyed. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, Reshiram and Sandcrom worked hard. Worked hard for everyone, and made a new region. So it should be alright, I think. True. Pokemon cannot speak, except for one that is with Team Rocket all the time. People may hurt Pokemon even more by imposing their selfish thoughts on them. But no matter what, Pokemon and people believe in each other, need each other, and will continue to live together. Yeah, that is and plans to change that. Yeah. So I'm never gonna forgive Team Plasma for trying to separate Pokemon and us. Sorry. We got a little off topic at the end. That is everything that we know. Unfortunately, we don't know how to wake up the legendary Pokemon. Well, that is certainly a bummer. I made a promise to Alder. You must win the gym badge from the Opelucid Pokemon Gym. Yes, indeed we do. Iris, you go and be Ditto's opponent at the Pokemon Gym. Hey, yay! Yeah, I bet she's all excited. Look out! I'm really strong, just like Drayden. I bet. But anyways, yeah, that's right, everyone. Yeah, the gym leader of Opelucid City is actually two, and it is indeed Drayden and also Iris. But however, the one that you battle against is different. Depending on the version that you are playing. As yeah, we have yet another version exclusive. Yeah, now we have yet another version exclusive difference here. Jeez. But anyways, now considering that we are playing white, yeah, the person that we're gonna be battling against is Iris. But if you are playing a Pokemon Black, the person that you'll be battling against is Drayden. Now, I don't know if I want to save this until we get to the gym itself. Yeah, you know what, considering that we've been going at this for much long anyway. Yeah, I think I will save that for the next part. And also considering that we are going to be inside the Opelucid Gym for quite a long while anyway. But anyways, yeah, now the items that we got from these guys are, yeah, we got the float stone, which is essentially, yeah, it essentially makes so that you'll be able to hit things a lot more easier. Yeah, and then from this girl we get the rain target. Yeah, now when you have that, yeah, now you can actually make moves that would be not that very much effective, like trying to hit a ghost type Pokemon with a normal type move. When you have the rain target, you can't actually do that. Yeah, but anyways, and with that said, finally, here's where we're gonna be ending off this part. And so for the next part, we're gonna be entering the Opelucid Gym. And so, what's the next part? I'll see you guys next time.